Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris the High Guy Jacobs, and today we're taking a look at a topic that has been well anticipated, well looked for, and I can't believe it's actually back myself. Island Raid has returned, ladies and gentlemen. It is here, and it is time for us to take a look at the rules, the map, the rewards, and I'll even give you a peek at the GROP Alliance ranking at the end. But before we get into this, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe button, and fill out that notification bell. We are on a push to 2,000 subscribers, trying to get it by the end of this year. We are getting close, and we'll need everyone's help to get there. So if you like this video, go ahead and share it with your friends, share it with your alliance, get as many eyes as you can on it, and help me push that goal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the rules and regulations. So where we're going into Cocoa Island, which the entire story is that it was here as a place for people to, as archaeologists to come and dig for, and then nothing was found, and then there was hidden treasures, and I mean, this whole beginning mumbo jumbo is really kind of irrelevant. Some of the things to note is that you get curio zombies to focus on. You can't build fortresses, but you can build watchtowers off of the helipad, which is the only safe space on the map. And they've added these outposts now in lieu of the level 7 villages, as Witchware will be fighting over those as well. If you look at the event rules, let's go over this quickly. We've got the background here, again, giving you absolutely nothing to do with the event, just some more fluff, if you will. Next, you got the event schedule, giving you a breakdown of the 5-day event. The first day event is the first day is registration, second day is matching. You've got 3 days of battle period. Okay, and then you got the alliances that don't know how to register for the event may watch the battles on the event interface, which is kind of cool. So if you're not actually playing, you can actually still watch, so you can pay attention to some of the biggest heavy hitters if you want, or see some of your friends playing. Eligibility is pretty simple. You're allowed 50 or up to, or no, sorry, alliances with more than, so at least 50 active members with at least a level 16 shelter or above can qualify for registration. And the alliance leader or R4 can actually register the team. Only players who have logged in within 3 days prior to registration are considered active. So if you're AFK, you're not considered active and you're not eligible to participate. Participating alliance members are decided by the alliance leader and R4 officers. This is a brand new feature they've just added, which gives the leader and the R4 officers the ability to select which players will be participating for their team. This now makes this more of a Pompeii style and less of an overall alliance style event, in my opinion, which is kind of what we need a lot more of. I'm going to talk a little bit more in some of my podcasts and some of my interviews about my opinions in regard to might versus activity, but this is kind of one of the better changes that I've seen. This gives the capability for the leaders and the R4 leadership team to determine the best players who are going to represent their alliance the best. This allows them to basically pick and choose the most active players to be able to participate and give the alliance the best chance moving forward at both matchmaking and at rewards. Okay, this list of participants, however, is fixed. Once registration is over, it can't be changed. If you are not registered as a participant, or if your shelter is below level 8, you won't be allowed to enter the battlefield, which is weird to me, because they already limit here at level 16 shelters to be qualified. So I'm not sure why they would let level 8s into the map if they don't qualify as a player anyways. I don't know. Maybe it's just worded wrong, or maybe they copy-pasted from the previous one. Number 5 just goes into how you're split between the top 32 teams, 33 to 256 going to Elite, and then everybody else going to Fearless. So, how do you win? It's obviously by earning coins, ancient coins that you get from capturing the buildings and the outposts and the towers and things like that. And then you can also get them from Coin Pursuit, which is held on the second day. This is part of a brand new addition they've added to Island Raid. Coin Pursuit, which is basically where you'll be able to, from what we understand, and of course we haven't seen this yet, but from what we understand, you'll be able to build a temporary helipad across the area where you don't need to connect your own territory to it, and attack a different outpost, an opposing outpost. So you can actually work better with your allies that you've made in the game to be able to counter push or push when you need to, thereby capturing and obtaining prism coins and capturing ancient coins as well in that total event. So it's all about coins. You normally earn them just from capturing buildings, but now they've added this coin pursuit, and then obviously you'll have a total of both to be able to take over the end, who wins at the very end. Watchtowers, here's just detailed information on the watchtowers. Things like, they're not called Alliance watchtowers, they're called Vanguard watchtowers, I'm sure to do with coding. And just like in AR, you need cement. Well, here you need Alliance building materials, and those happen continuously as you occupy settlements and things like that. The helipad naturally provides it, and then when you occupy settlements, they provide more so that you can build more. However, your Vanguard watchtower construction is fixed, so you cannot build an unlimited amount of towers. You still have to be strategic in where you build them and how you build them. So be careful of that. Granted, the number is pretty high. You'll still be able to screw up a lot or go out and, I'm sure visit other alliances if you want. But just keep that in mind that the number is fixed. You do get some building materials back when your towers are destroyed. And then obviously, the color doesn't matter, and then the buffs that you can get. So your technology that boosts your watchtower building inside of Island Raid itself. Miasma Zone is a brand new thing they've added. This basically means that the land around the center building prevents you from building towers in it or putting your shelters there or things like that, which just simply is an event there or an item there to help time the whole event. This means that you cannot build around the middle island or the middle tower until the third day, which basically just, like I said, just shifts the time that you'll be fighting at for that middle and last target. Again, something else they've added was this alliance coalitions. So now you can form alliances with each other, with other alliances. You can form coalitions with other alliances, which will, just like the AR, just like in Archipelago Raid, mark them in orange and mean that and prevent you from accidentally attacking them in the battlefield. You can still physically attack them in the battlefield by clicking on them directly and clicking attack, but you won't be able to, once you have a coalition set up, you won't be able to attack them accidentally by, say, clicking and dragging your troops or having all selected troops and then clicking on the targets that you want. Do remember, however, that these are only friendly relationships, so battles and coins are calculated independently, and since the coalition can end at any time, do not overly trust your alliance in the coalition. Be aware and keep your head on swivel. Pretty simple. Okay, you can read these notes. They're all kind of the same thing that you see every event. Make sure you check your mail to make sure you're registered. You won't be able to enter the battlefield if you're not registered. You may only relocate your shelter on Alliance territory. You'll need a relocator to leave the battlefield during the event, not at the end of the event, okay? So if you want to leave the IR map during the event, it takes a random relocator to get you out, and then obviously you'll need an Alliance one or a specific relocator to move where you want. Otherwise, you can't get out of the AR map. Members in the battlefield, this is probably the number that I hate the most. Members in the battlefield can't leave the Alliance or be dismissed. So if you have a problem causer or a problem creator in your Alliance, if they get into the IR map, they are not allowed to be dismissed or, dealt with as an Alliance until they leave the IR map, which could be at the end of the event. You also can't disband alliances during the event, no problem. Again, go ahead and read the rest of these guys. It's really kind of nothing for yourself, just to kind of give you information on, like it says, the battlefield will be restored 12 hours after the event, right? Gives you suggestions on what, not summoning zombies on the battlefield, especially near the end of the event, right? All that kind of stuff. Super, super basic. Dive into those notes as you need to. Next, we look at the map. I'll give you a couple pointers on it and let you kind of digest what the whole purpose is. Now, AR starts you off with four legions that are at the north, east, south, and west. And those four legions can have anywhere between 3 and 7 alliances in each. So you can be talking about over 100 alliances in one map. In IR, there's only 8. There's 8 helipads. There's 8 alliances that show up. So it's much, much more specific, much more bloodthirsty in that sense, and much less lenient. For example, there's no safe area to farm. So if you plan to farm on the IR map, do so with your head on swivel. Okay? Now, you'll see 8 helipads. You'll also see 8 fishing villages. And then you'll see 4 outposts. So typically what happens is you're going to start building towards the closest fishing village to you. You're going to capture your fishing village and you're going to start building towards your outpost. These guys are going to do the same. They're going to do the same. They're going to do the same. And then these 2 will probably fight over this. Like, this is kind of the ideal world. These 2 will probably fight over this one. These 2 are probably going to fight over this one. These 2 are probably going to fight over this one. But then you have the capability of these factions or these coalitions that they're talking about. So let's say these 2 wanted to form a coalition. Well, with the fact that they can drop helipads, it might be these 2 fighting for this one. But if these guys have already captured theirs, they can now drop in over here to help on this outpost to capture this for either this guy or to capture for themselves, right? So there's now a lot of strategy that's involved in this game, or in this mode. If it wasn't for that, it'd be very simple. You'd build towards this, you'd build towards this and capture it, then you'd build towards this and capture it. You're welcome to build towards the fishing villages on either side of you to try to slow down and hinder your opponents and try to capture for yourself for increasing points. But the overall goal is to capture the dead ruins in the middle. The helipad provides no points, but it does provide that safe space where as long as you're on Alliance territory, your shelter cannot be attacked. So as long as you're inside of that helipad area, your shelter cannot be attacked. Your farms can still be attacked, but your shelter cannot. So this is why it's also very important when you log out at the end of every day, make sure that you go back to the helipad. Make sure that you go back to the safest space that you can, or put on a 12-hour shield or an 8-hour shield or however long you're going to be gone for. Okay? Do not get burned out in the field. It's really, 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 really crappy. Alright? But that's the basis of the map. It's pretty simple. It's one solid thing. There's no safety walls. There's no gates. So you just go out, capture the locations, capture the outposts, and then obviously move into the dead ruins and capture that. Okay? Now let's look at the rewards. Now for the rewards, I'm going to be entirely honest, I'm a little disappointed in them. Because the rewards used to include tier 3 blueprints for your vehicles, which are super important and currently locked behind paywalls. Now for the individual rewards, I see no tier 3 blueprints. For the Alliance rewards, I see no tier 3 blueprints. And for the merit rewards, the only tier 3 blueprints I see are the 5 tier 3 blueprints that you get for getting the top ranking merit chests. Now, I'm not sure how your alliances do merit chests. Ours do them based on points. So, in order to get one of these top 10, you have to be top 10 in points. Which, to me, just means that these tier 3 blueprints are now much harder to get, and they are so important. That's kind of the worst part about this whole thing. Now, I'm only going to look at Fearless War Zones. We could look at Elite and Apex, but that's just going to piss me off because they start to get the gravity propellers and the gravity controllers, and they obviously get more tier 3 blueprints, so it makes them the ability to get stronger faster over everybody else, which is kind of annoying. But we'll look at Fearless because that's what we end up playing in. Merit awards, no problem. Alliance rewards, I'm a little ticked off about. I mean, the least that you're getting, 18 DLS points, 4 of these Survivor ones, and 15 of these. I mean, they're pushing very hard on the Survivors, and I don't think the Survivors have that much influence in comparison to your vehicle. So I'm a little disappointed in these prizes. And then obviously the individual rewards. Yes, we've got superb fragments, which is great. Yes, we've got some armament tracking and some DLS points, obviously, for ranking in enemy kills. They did say they were getting rid of the War Meets War event, so I'm not sure what they're going to call this. Probably something else. And then obviously you get these random rewards throughout for killing zombies and other rewards and other events that they'll have, other missions that they'll have throughout the event. My biggest issue with all of these is the fact that they're pushing these Survivors over giving us tier 3 blueprints. And I would prefer to have tier 3 blueprints, in my opinion. But that's it, guys. We've gone through the rules, the map, the regulations, the rewards. We're going to look at the Alliance rankings real quick. Take a look at some of the ones at the top. We've got SSI. We've got Rock at the top. Obviously, SSI and Rock are going to be at the top. You got DHX is up there as well. LM4S is up there as well. Nice to see these guys. Boone is up there as well. I'm not sure where HNB is. Let's find HNB. Seems like they're going, yeah, right here. They're going right in at 31. HNB is right there. 11 million. See, so they're still in the top rankings, but they're right at the bottom part of the top ranking. That's kind of where you want to be. If you're going to be in either war zone, you want to be either at the very bottom of your war zone in the matchmaking. So if you can pull out this type of thing, this is perfect. Because that means he's going to get matched at this side of things. So the best rewards and the easiest matchups. Which is kind of what I was shooting for, but we only ended up at 4.5 billion. So at 4.5 billion, that puts us a lot closer to the top 250 or 254 or whatever it is that you need. But we're here at 360. Now, if you want to know something crazy, FIB is right here. This is Z. Right? FIB is Z. So he's fairly close to where we are too. Tags is there. We fought them before. That would be a tough fight. Familia, we've had them before. That'd be a tough fight. DFF, I think we just fought them in Pompeii just recently. So they're all kind of within that same might. Noxie is there. Phoenix is there. I think it's going to be fun, right? Guns N' Roses is there. Leonidas is there. I think it's going to be a fun event, but I'm definitely rated a little bit higher than what I wanted to in regards to it. No worries either way. It's not a big deal. Other than that, guys, that is it for the Island Raid Deep Dive. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, we are pushing for 2,000 subs by the end of the year. So if you can, please share this video and share my channel with as many people as you can. Get your eyes on it, and hopefully we can crack that 2,000 here by the end of the year, or at least get us as close to it as possible. It has been an absolute whirlwind of a rush so far. We've only been doing this since, April, May, June, things like that. So it's been an absolute whirlwind. The community's been fantastic for it. And I'm just hoping we can come together and help me get that, help me push towards that goal just a little bit harder. That being said, guys, love, peace, chicken grease. If you haven't already, click the like button and subscribe. I totally crushed this outro. If you haven't, click the like, subscribe, click the notification bell, fill it up so you get any kind of new reports from when we put new stuff up. Love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time, stay lifted.